dude. My mint. Crunchy. Literally the last time it snowed in Georgia was 2014, right?
Oh, we got a little bit in 2021.
Bro, but not like this. This is crazy. Zami's first time seeing snow. We still have our in-game stuff. Oh my gosh, Zami!
Seedlings are doing so good. I love them so much. They're my little babies. My seed starting mix is different than the one I used last year, and this one is so much better. The one I used last year had way too many big pieces, big chunks in it, and I think that really hurt the seedlings because obviously they're so delicate when they're germinating. So what I did was I filled the bottom half of the trays with compost, and then the top half I filled it with the seed starting mix. Typically I feel like people mix the dirt like together. Having the compost at the bottom of the seed tray made sense to me because the roots are going to go down further into the tray, and that's where all the nutrients are really going to be at. You see what I'm saying? Is there dirt everywhere? Yes. But am I having fun? Also yes. Is it weird that I like the smell of dirt? Like, is that weird? Oh, right? I don't know. It doesn't seem that weird to me. Ayy. I feel like last year, pretty quickly on, the leaves started to turn really like yellow or like lighter, which is a nutrient deficiency. So I remember fertilizing them with fish fertilizer, but honestly, I think it's better to just put dirt fertilizer or compost already in the seed starting mix so that they can go ahead and start drawing from that whenever they need. I feel like that's been working a lot better than using fish fertilizer to fertilize them as they're growing. It seems to be working for me. It seems like they're growing really healthy and strong. I realized last year that my germination rate was really low. I mean, it could have been so many things, but also I think I was just planting things inside that weren't really meant to sprout inside. So I learned that certain seeds need a cold cycle in order to germinate. So they need to feel some sense of like winter or like cold temperatures, and then they will germinate. I did one big tray for indoors, like my peppers, like stuff that I know needs warm weather to germinate. And then my second tray I put outside on my little front porch. It's a lot of flowers like milkweed, echinacea. Some stuff is already sprouting, which is really exciting. And I think last year they just didn't do really well inside because it was too warm. So yes, I think I'm going to get a much higher germination rate now that I established the things I want to start inside versus outside. Guys, last year on every tray I put what I planted in each one of the cells on like a piece of scotch tape, and I wrote it down and I put it on the tray, and that was so like annoying to rip off when I went to go put my trays in the dishwasher because they had been sitting outside like all crusty and shit, and like I was having a hard time getting it off. But eventually I got it. It was just annoying. Like that experience was annoying, and I don't think it was as efficient as what I actually did this year. And maybe this is not really everybody. I know it's not everybody's, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I went ahead and did a seed tray map on an Excel sheet. Call me crazy, but this was so much easier to do, and it's so much more pretty and organized. I used an Excel sheet to create little quadrants for each cell tray. I even like color coded, and each color coordinates with the day that I planted it because it helps for like research purposes to know if I'm starting them too late or too early. On the actual physical trays, you really just need to write if this is tray 1, tray 2. Also label your X and Y plane. So X is normally horizontal and your Y plane goes vertically. This labeling system is so much better, trust me. If I change my mind later about what I want to plant in that cell, or I want to like switch things around, it's really easy to do that. I just literally like copy and paste it to a different position, and I just think it gives me a little more freedom because sometimes I went to like plant some things and then I changed my mind about what I wanted to plant with what. I bought a small heating mat, and I do think that that was a game changer as well. Although I am really realizing now that if I had to pick what to buy, some growing lights or a heating mat, I might go with a grow light just because that's more important than it being warm, because I feel like if you are starting stuff inside, it's probably should be warm enough. It could be warmer, right? Like things could always be more optimal, but I'm sure it's warm enough. I don't feel like buying no damn grow lights. I think that's what it is. I don't want to set that shit up. It's also like not cute. Like I have my seeds on my dining table, so I just do with what I have, which is sunlight from the window, and honestly, my seeds look great. They're a little leggy, but not as leggy as last year, and that's progress. I've been trying to be more organized about the garden, so I have my own section in my planner for gardening specifically. So I wrote down all of my maintenance chores, like pruning my roses, which I finally did. I went out there and pruned them down a lot because they suffer really bad from, I think it's called like black fungus or something on the roses. If your roses have that, you know the struggle of trying to get rid of it, because if that infected leaf touches another part of the plant that's not infected, it's pretty much a goner. I've been dealing with that and I don't know how to get rid of it, and I fear that even though I trim them all the way down, that it's gonna come back, because the way that black spot spreads is crazy by the wind and rain. Yeah, it just has to be treated with fungicide to help prevent reinfection. The other thing is, if you do have that black spot, do not put the infected branches in your compost. Essentially, your roses are going to start to, the leaves of the roses are going to start to look like really yellow, and they're going to have these little black spots on them, hence the name, and it's just going to start to slowly kill the leaf and the branch. So just snip that off if you see it, like immediately. I also planted some cilantro because, as I've learned, cilantro is not a hot weather crop. It actually prefers cool environments, it's better to plant them like before spring or late fall, honestly. So I planted some in a pot. I always have difficulty getting cilantro to germinate, but I think last year I tried to do it in one of the cell trays inside. It didn't work. So this year I planted it outside in a pot, and that was like 2 or so weeks ago, I think. And it's finally starting to sprout up, and I'm excited to have some cilantro. The other thing is I went ahead and ripped out all of the old plants that I had in all the beds, and I got rid of any weeds that started to grow. We definitely need to fill up these beds come the end of March or beginning of April, right before we start planting. So I was gonna go outside and uppot some of my seedlings because, as I seem to do every year, I overseeded the trays, and now I have like multiple tomatoes and bell peppers and things growing in one single cell, which is too many. So there's not enough growing space for each plant. Next year I'll do better about just sticking to like two seeds per tray. I think I just get scared that stuff isn't gonna grow. My seedlings are looking great. They're looking amazing and really healthy and just so beautiful. I just have to separate those seedlings out, and I wanted to do that with you guys outside. So I was gonna go outside and do that, but I went outside to walk zombie, and I went around the house and I saw like a man just like in the woods. I mean, granted, we're right off the highway, so he's just kind of in between some trees, but it still creeped me out, and he probably wasn't walking towards me, but the way he was facing was towards me. We made eye contact, and I like went the other way, and I went around the house and came back in. I don't know, it just kind of threw me off, and it kind of killed the vibe of going outside and upping my little seedlings. I'm sure it's the neighbor, but it was a man, so that's why I was kind of wearing long sleeves and this like little blouse, because I was about to go outside and do some gardening. But that's okay. We can do it at another time. My intuition was just telling me to go inside the house, so I did. If you're a woman, listen to your intuition when it comes to men. Like, just trust me. If it were a woman, I wouldn't be so like scared, I guess, but I know y'all understand. I think I planted like 6 varieties of basil, which is kind of crazy. But I am somebody who loves basil. I feel very drawn to that plant. I'm drawn to several plants, and maybe one day I'll do a video of like some plants that I feel especially connected to. I don't know why. I feel like I am drawn to study them more, but like for instance echinacea. Anyways, maybe I'll dive more into that when I build up that connection, because right now I don't really know why. I mean, I love the plants, but I don't know, I feel like there's some deeper meaning there. Last year I grew like a ton of varieties as well. It's just this year I'm going to be more intentional about where I put certain varieties, but also when I go to harvest them, I want to sit with that type and really like take it in and get familiar with it, because there are so many different types of basil, and I would love to know and pick out the nuances in between them. Like, I have sweet basil, cinnamon basil, dark opal basil, Thai basil, lemon basil. Like, I feel like every year my game just gets better, and I love that. I feel like that's natural progression of something, and it feels good to like finally see the progress. Okay, so I'm just gonna list out some of the stuff I planted because I have it here in my computer and I can literally just look at it. And yes, I could have put it in my journal. I do have a garden journal. I journal about a lot of things. I put in things that I learned from last year. Like in general, I like physical media, but in this case, it just makes sense to have a digital chart. It's a lot easier, honestly. See, okay, after the neighbor thing, I think it's a neighbor. I don't fucking know. But again, you can't even trust your neighbor sometimes. Sometimes the killer is the neighbor. Anyways, I called Michael and I was like, hey, I'm good, but I just wanted to tell you like this happened. And he's like, okay, it's probably just a neighbor, but I'm glad, you know, you went inside and you're safe. He literally texted me saying, trust your gut like always. I love you. I'm glad you're safe. Like I'm telling y'all. Anyways, this is my notebook, my garden notebook. I've had it for the last couple of years. I do love like actually writing stuff down, you know. I like to write down maybe some garden notes or some lessons that I learned. I did a whole page on like garlic. I made a little list of like 2025 must-have seeds. Oh, I also have some garden goals. I started it, but I really want to like make it all cute and like decorate it and stuff. But I put plant more native flowers, start my own flowering hanging baskets because they're so expensive at the store, but I want to see if I can start some of those flowers from seed and make my own little hanging baskets. I want to grow a pumpkin. I have not grown a pumpkin yet. I don't know why actually I do. I think it's the watering thing. But I've tried to grow a pumpkin like the past couple of years and it just hasn't worked out for me. So I'm gonna really try to grow a pumpkin this year, even if it's just one. I want to grow my own pumpkin, one pumpkin. I want to make blackberry syrup because I already know I'm gonna get a whole bunch of blackberries. I want to grow a lemon spice jalapeno. So I mentioned it last year in my garden video that I wanted to try grow it. Did not make it outside. I think it sprouted, but then it died, if I remember correctly. This year again, I'm gonna try again to grow a yellow jalapeno. The variety is called lemon spice jalapeno. And again, I want to grow a sunflower patch. Last year, I grew a couple of sunflowers and that was amazing. That's gonna be a goal every year, let's be honest. Sunflowers is very like Leo coded and sun coded, so I love sunflowers. I feel like Miss Friggs, but for like gardening and herbalism and plants. My friend's grandma majored in botany, so she's like a botanist. I've never met her grandma, but she always tells me about her because I think obviously our interests align. And I'm like, that is so cool. Like I'm a biologist and I feel like that's pretty cool, but to be a botanist, that's really something. For me, this is definitely like giving hobby. So I am not a professional. I wanted to show you guys a few things. I wanted to show you guys some seeds. I want to show you some stickers that I bought recently because I've been really into like, I guess, scrapbooking and journaling. Like I want to do that so much more. I feel like I've only really dipped my toes and I bought some cool stickers. So I want to show you guys that. I want to show you guys these seeds. Just a couple of them because, girl, I know y'all don't give a damn that much about the garden. Again, I bought some sunflowers and these don't go in any trays because you have to direct seed these. I love this variety. This might be my favorite actually. This is called the chocolate cherry sunflower. And I grew it last year and it was so beautiful. And speaking of chocolate cherry, very similar to this shade of red is called cherry mocha. And it's so funny. It just reminded me because this is called chocolate cherry. Like this is my favorite burgundy of all time. And I've tried several deep red colors, but this one, this cherry mocha, gotta be like top tier. I don't know. I just felt the need to mention that because I gotta put the girls on. So I got some squash. I would love to grow a pumpkin, but also some squash. So I bought some honey nut squash and some butter bush squash. So we'll see. I don't know. These are a little bit more tricky. Also got some cool carrots, you guys. These look really cool. They are called Black Nebula carrots. And they look sickening. It looks so cool. I mean, technically they're anything in nature that looks black is just really a dark violet color, like a dark purple. But they look really cool. I'm excited. I haven't had any luck growing really good chunky carrots, but I will still try. Every year I will still try to grow carrots. There are some things that I try to grow and fail at it, and I'm not doing it again this year. I have limited space anyways, so I'm just gonna pick the things that I know are gonna be prolific and grow really well because they have in the past. So I think this year I'm also just editing the things that I'm actually planting in the garden. But when it comes to carrots, like I want to grow a good carrot. So, and they don't really take up too much space. You can really seed it in between things. So every year I like to at least try to grow some carrots. I also bought some beans, you guys. I want to grow beans. I want to grow some legumes. I bought some black garbanzo beans. Chickpeas, y'all. I love chickpeas. They're so fucking versatile and they taste so good. We'll see if I can get these babies to grow. Okay, so I also got pinto beans. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you these, and then I'll show you my last one. These are Calypso bush beans, and they look so cool. Like, they look like little orcas or yin and yang, or like little pandas. Like, you decide. But they look so freaking cool. I've never seen these beans ever. You know, that's a really cool part about gardening too, is that you can really experience food that you would not normally have access to. When you garden, you're able to plant so many more varieties, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of cool, and it gives you a really unique food experience that you would otherwise not have. So if I grow these, that would be so cool. Everything was falling apart in January, and then we were able to pick it back up in February, because technically I planted my bell peppers a little too late. I was beating myself up about it, but then I'm like, wait, I look back at that old garden video and I'm like, no, I'm like ahead. I'm ahead, girl. I'm doing great. I'm doing good. It's fine. It's fine. Technically it's still winter and I'm definitely still feeling like a recluse in a way. But a productive recluse. I feel like I've been doing a lot of home things lately. I wish I had more of a completed project for you guys, because you guys seem to really like the last video, and it makes me so happy. I'm so happy that it was received really well. There will be videos like that to come. I don't know. I feel like I've received a ton of really beautiful and nice and kind messages in my last video, and I'm really grateful. It's really nice. It's really nice. It's very touching to connect with people online. It's very sweet. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. Honestly, today I may or may not go to Sprouts to get some snacks and just maybe a couple of groceries. I don't even know. I might end up putting more things in this video. I don't know. I don't know what all. I've been vlogging here and there, and I don't know what all I vlogged and what I captured. So we'll see what we can Frankenstein together. Showing you guys the little moments that have happened during this lovely winter. Crazy weather here in Georgia. I mean, it snowed twice. So yeah. I mean, I loved it, but I think it just really represents something, an omen. Also, I've been doing some projects around the house, or like little things here and there. I've been moving some stuff around, cleaning some little areas, and just putting more of my touch into the house. And I love it. Every time I think I perfected or I love the way something looks, it always changes. It changes, but for the better. I always add a little something every single time. Okay, so now I want to show you some stationery stuff that I got recently, because I've been super into journaling and stuff. I've only done it a little bit, but like I want to really get into it. And I love the scrapbook idea, or like junk journaling. I definitely keep junk. Like I keep a lot of like cute packaging from like blind boxes or Hello Kitty, Sanrio stuff. Just like cute packaging. I like never want to throw it away. So I've been seeing some junk journaling on TikTok, and it's been really inspiring me to just use up literally the junk that I keep in a junk journal. Also got these two, it's a little bear, and some cherries. always repost their art on my Instagram because I just love their art so much. Also, guys, tell me why. Thinking of videos that I want to do. God, I just don't have enough time in the world to do all the things I want to do. I have so many ideas. Like, I want to do a Hello Kitty Island adventure playthrough. But tell me why they only did the pre-order for the physical copy for March. But it came out digitally in January. So can you imagine all the FOMO I'm having while everybody around me is playing Hello Kitty Island and I'm not? However, I am learning a lot from people who have been playing because they've been giving tips and stuff. So I guess I'll be off to a better start when I do end up playing. But I pre-ordered the game, so I'm thinking about doing a video where I do a playthrough. And I wish I could go live, but I don't think I can go live on YouTube. I don't think I have enough subscribers. And I thought about doing it on TikTok, but like, I feel like the fam is on YouTube, you know? I post on TikTok, but we are on YouTube, you know? So I'll just do a normal playthrough. It'll just be like a regular video. And I hope that people like it. I think I'll have a lot of fun. It's supposed to come this month, actually. It's supposed to come in March. So I'm gonna just be real with y'all. I kind of want to go to Sprouts. Because we are all out of snacks, you guys. All out of snacks. I love Sprouts, you guys. If you like fancy grocery stores and you don't mind paying a little more for your groceries, check out Sprouts. Sprouts has some really cool stuff. There's a lot of like snacks on the healthier sides that don't have a lot of additive bullshit in it, and I really love that because I have a really sensitive stomach. I also have PCOS. They have their own version of Takis, and Takis has red 40 in it, which is like illegal in most other countries, and I think it might become illegal here. But them hot Cheetos and the Takis, I will fuck them up, but they do hurt my stomach, you guys. They hurt my tummy. We discovered that Sprouts has their own version of Takis, and they're not nearly as red. Like when you open the bag, they're kind of lackluster in terms of like the dust, but the red magic dust, they are so good. They're like better than Takis. I'm hoping they have those in stock. I'll get some of that. I just want to shop around and get a few stuff. I'm not really sure what we're doing for dinner, so I'll figure that out. I think you're supposed to cut the top off and then the bottom. It's so pretty. Good. Whoa. I can't believe we've never tried this before. It's a rice cooker. Yeah. I would do it into... Yeah. Try one. Cheers.
Yeah.
I like it.
Flavor.
I like it. I like it a lot, actually. But it doesn't taste like too much.
Yeah.
I feel like this with some lime and tahini would and go crazy. Yeah, this is one is really fun.
Yeah, that's good.
I like it, right? We're going to be up-potting some plants. Got my iced coffee. It's a beautiful day out. But as you can see, this is way too many tomatoes. They do need water. I'm gonna write 5 labels for Gardener's Delight, and I'm gonna go ahead and stick it onto the pot. As I fill these up, I'm gonna put them in this tray that I have for easy transport. I don't know if I'm gonna wear gloves because these seedlings are so delicate. I'm gonna mix them up by accident. They're that long, so 4 added support, and so it can start rooting along the stem. I'm gonna add dirt all the way up. Cute! Oh, it's so much easier like this. Look how beautiful this tomato plant is. So healthy. This is making me so happy, you guys. And I'm hearing the birds chirp. Alright, now I'm going to do some peppers and then maybe some basil. It's a lot of basil. I've had this orchid for a while now, but it has steadily been dying on me, and it's just really sad and neglected, and I would hate for it to actually die because this was gifted to me by my grandma. They're these beautiful white orchids, and she gifted it to me for my birthday last year, so I'd love to save it if I can. Guys, she is not looking too good. I'm gonna try and put it in a water culture. This is a technique I learned through TikTok, so we'll see if this sort of revives it. This statue right here I had bought at an antique store for $18.50, which is insane because it's so stunning, and she's sitting right outside our door. I will say the leaves look so much better as of right now. They're not soft and they're really plumping up. I have been using this Miracle-Gro fertilizer, and normally I don't use Miracle-Gro for anything else, but for my orchids, I didn't really see a problem in using that brand. This is my mint here, and I had to harvest some of it because it was getting so enormous, and spearmint tea is really good for PCOS. So I thought I would harvest some of this and hang it up to dry above my kitchen window, and she looks super cute right now. I'll probably add some more herbs up here to dry in the upcoming weeks. Y'all, this herb bed is gonna be the death of me. We have redone this so many times, but I really hope that this time it sticks. I'm putting a bunch of herbs in here, some flowers, and I'm going to fill all the dead space with clover seeds so that it's not overrun with stupid ass grass again. And then right here I planted this really beautiful morning glory, these chocolate morning glories. And last year I had attempted to plant these, but they never really germinated. But this year, girl, when I tell you, they started coming up and they look so pretty, like the leaves. They're very interesting looking. So I will definitely show you guys an update on that when they start to bloom. But that'll probably be, I want to say, in the fall, honestly. So I will show you guys then. I have yet to see them bloom myself in person because, like I said, last year they didn't really take. So this is the garden all fully planted out, and there's already a bunch of seeds in here as well that I direct sowed. Those need to sprout up still. I've got some lettuce, some kale, some squash, some zucchini. I've got some snap peas. These little guys are snap peas, which I love. And these here are radishes. This that I'm pulling out is a little maple tree seed. Those get everywhere in the garden because our maple tree is super close to the garden. But honestly, I don't mind the presence of those little guys if it means I get to have a beautiful maple tree to look over my garden. Those little guys over there on the top left are cucumbers. I planted some of those so that they could trellis up the fence. This here is our wildflower patch, I guess. Over the last 2 years, we have spread a bunch of seeds here so that wildflowers could just kind of take over this little patch. This is our little peach tree. She's doing okay. And then this patch right here is where I planted all of my sunflowers. Every year I try to grow some sunflowers, and this is where I put them. And they already started growing, so you guys will see that coming up shortly. They haven't bloomed yet, but I will show you everything that has grown. Here I've got all my peppers and some tomatillos and a self-seeded Cosmo. This is my little tomatillo plant that I grew from seed. She's looking super cute. This is a hollyhock, I believe, and she had so many blooms. It's crazy. These beautiful little, I think they're called clematis. Stunning. I love her. This right here is an orange mint plant, and I got it from my friend's flower tent here in Atlanta, and I had never seen this before. I have never seen this variety of mint before, and it's very interesting. It really does smell like oranges. It's quite interesting. This little bleeding heart is going to be planted in this white container since it loves being in the shade. And yeah, that is all the work in progress in the garden.
See, if they sold this in gas stations, I would get it.
For real.
So right here.
Yeah.
Chills down to my core, heart beating like thunder. I get caught in the moment, lost in your gaze, lost in wonder. Your eyes like starlight, pulling me in this crowded room. Our dance begins. You're the only one, the rhythm of my heart. The world can be cold. You're my work of art. Every note, a melody so sweet. Play it again. Lover of my As we stand here now, with forever inside, in your love, I am
Ooh, I am curious about this.
Yeah, that's good.
Ooh, this is like perfect.
Yeah.
So we got these Takis. She said that these taste like rose.
Ooh, it's a dragonfly.
Yeah, I'm very curious. So let's see. Oh, cool.
Me drinking
They
on the
come in
job.
Individual packages. Huh?
Me drinking on the job.
Drinking on the job.
You're in the spot right now, babe.
Good. I love picnics. Love them. Interesting. It kind of smells like rose.
Let me get one.
I can taste the rose. I don't know
Hmm.
if I like it though.
No, I fuck with it. Yeah.
Ooh, you feed me a cherry.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, this one's pretty.
It's good.
Cherry. My Pokemon thing. Let's show the blank page and then later we can show. So I was thinking, I already had a card in here because we're doing a spring theme, right?
Or like to commemorate the picnic.
The before.
So we're working with 22 cards. So that's good.
What do you mean? How many does it take to fill?
18.
Oh, good. That means we don't have to cut the ribbon. Keep forgetting I have a bow in my hair.
Oh yeah.
Look at my gray hair.
There we go.
I don't know about this one,
Okay.
but I like these together.
Yeah. It's true.
I like this one too.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, they push up.
Ooh, do they? Cool. Hello.
I requested a booth, like a table.
Thank you. I don't like high top tables.
I know you don't be liking the high top.
Guys, welcome to Casicielo.
Hello.
How are y'all today?
Good.
How are you?
Good, thank you. Alrighty guys, so today's water is infused with orange.
Oh, there it is. I was like, where did it come in? Okay, just a splash of creamer.
No, for real. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Will you grab a straw for me?
I got the berry latte. Wait, this one.
Yeah. It looks good.
Thank you.
What? It's good?
Yeah, it's I definitely taste blueberry and maybe like wild blackberries or something.
I literally have so much shit everywhere, and I just can't really work like this. There's even stuff over here. So I need to clean up my desk. I also want to change my background on my computer because it's still in winter mode, even though it's literally the end of May. I also want to change out my pegboard, and I'm thinking about doing like a spring vibe to it. I think that would be a fun short little segment, but I'm just not sure yet. I've been pulling, that's why I kind of have a mess here, because I've been pulling stuff out to see if I think it would look cute there for spring. I don't know if I should just go ahead and do summer, or if I should enjoy this last month of spring and do a spring pegboard, and then we could do summer. I've been looking for a hole puncher, and I finally found one at Goodwill for like $2, and it's like a really good quality hole puncher. I don't know, so random, but I thought that was an amazing find, because these retail for like 30 something bucks on like Amazon, and I just felt really silly purchasing a hole puncher. I don't know. I just think the room needs a little bit of a revamp, a reset, and then I can finally sit down and hopefully start working on this video. This video is kind of taking me so long, only because I'm compiling a lot of footage from January, February, March, April, May. I'm only like halfway done as of now, so I really need to like lock in basically. It's so good. She's beefing with the hole puncher. Yeah, sis. Why are you beefing? I just set it here for now, girl. It's okay. Zombie. Zombie. Here she comes. We have a new addition to our little family. Daisy. Oh, no, no. She's the tiniest dog ever. I mean, look at her compared to Zombie. She's an old dog. I think she's like 9, and she's an old family dog, and they just couldn't be taken care of anymore, and I offered to take her with us. Ideally, we wouldn't have wanted another dog, but I just would have hated to see her go. You know, she's a family dog, and we've had her since she was born. Actually, she's the daughter of one of our old dogs who has now passed. She was really old as well. Her name was Bluebell, but she gave birth to Daisy, and her brother actually is with my sister. So she actually has the brother, and he's even tinier if you can believe it. Zombie. Yes. Zombie. Come on. Zombie tore this up. Mira, ¿lo quieres? ¿Quieres tu juguete? Mira, ven. We've had them since March, the end of March. It's not so bad. I think Lana is just sees her as prey because she's so tiny. I think Zombie is the peacemaker, and Lana sees Daisy as like prey because she's so small. Like, I see her kind of like stalking her and like almost kind of annoying her. She's an old lady, like leave her alone. We actually just scheduled an appointment with the vet, and we're gonna take all 3 girls, and it's the first time we're taking Daisy to the vet, you know, get her updated on all her shots, and I'm gonna see if they can try and maybe clean her teeth, but they might not be able to because she's older, so we'll just see what they say. Here she is. This is Daisy. She's kind of a nervous dog, but you see how small she is in comparison? Her little collar has daisies. It's so cute because I had to get her the collar from the Lil Pals line. Okay, let's get started. I love this. I think I'm gonna put this on my pegboard. I always put a little seasonal Pokemon card because I think it's really cute. I love this. This Chaeyoung from Twice. These are my newest Pokemon cards. Cutesy, I love it. And of course, whimsical. These were the ones that were on my pegboard for the winter. So I'm gonna put these up. Okay, I picked out some stuff for the board, so I'm gonna set this aside. I still don't know where to put this, but I love it. I just don't know where to put it. Almost forgot about this little guy. Have to put it up there. Okay, cute. I'm all done. My space is clear. Girl.
Well, we've made it to the end of spring, and it's been quite a journey to get here through sowing my seeds and prepping the garden and planting the garden. It's interesting because right now I'm at a point where everything's planted out, and the only thing I'm really doing right now is the succession planting with like snap peas and carrots. But other than that, the garden is completely planted out, and I'm just kind of, even my pumpkins. So I'm just kind of waiting for things to grow. Right now is a really calm time to enjoy the garden. The garden is looking as beautiful as always, and it's such a stark difference between the winter garden and the spring garden. Everything is so alive and vibrant. I kind of love that I waited till the end of spring to finish this video off, because the garden that I'm about to show you is, even though technically it's the summer solstice, this is the summer solstice weekend, I would consider this a finished product of spring. And yeah, I hope the little montage really encapsulates a beautiful ending as we transition into the summer. I try really hard to savor these moments because I know that it can get chaotic once you have a lot of things coming out of the garden. I think I'm going to do a proper summer garden tour when I do think the summer garden has really come along. And I think that'll be when my sunflowers bloom, because right now they're getting there. Like, they're getting pretty tall, but I only have one sunflower that's actually bloomed, which I will actually show you. Once my mini sunflower field blooms, I think I will do a proper garden tour. And you guys can kind of see the difference between this spring garden and the summer garden. There was some stuff that I wrote in my journal that I kind of wanted to bring up or to make a note of. Just more garden talk, you know. As of right now, the two things that I'm getting the most out of the garden, besides herbs, are blackberries and snap peas. Oh my god, both delicious. And my blackberry bush is booming. Like, who knew that one single bush would produce so many blackberries? And of course, it has like little baby, I guess, stalks coming up on the side, but still, all of that came from a single bush. And I still remember when Michael and I planted that bush. If you go to my first ever garden vlog or garden tour, you literally see the front yard just plain, like just flat, nothing there. That was when we first started developing that little piece of land. And one of the first things we did in ground was plant the blackberry bush. So it's kind of beautiful to see how big and how lush it has gotten in like 3 or so years. So if you live in Georgia, then you know that the weather has changed astronomically. Like, the amount of rain we have had this year is insane. Like, I don't think I've ever lived in Georgia where it has rained this much during the spring. Like, almost every day we get some type of shower. It was nice not having to water my plants, which I think is why it's kind of booming, because you guys know I'm really, or I don't know if you know, but I've mentioned in other videos that I'm pretty bad at watering, and I think that is my biggest downfall, honestly. But I was determined to do much better this year, and I had been when it isn't raining. But who's to say if it hadn't been raining this much that the garden would be as lush? Anyways, most of the garden really loves the rain and they're soaking it all up. But because it's been raining almost every single day, I think the thing that has suffered the most is my bell peppers. All my bell peppers and my jalapenos and my Thai peppers, serrano peppers, my poblano peppers, just they're not doing the best. And matter of fact, like a few of them just completely like died. I mean, they just dropped all of their foliage, just gone. Like, maybe they got too much water. I don't know. But the other problem is when it gets rainy, clouds come out and it gets gloomy. So I think the other problem is they're just not getting enough sun as they normally would here in Georgia. Very, very interesting rain. I mean, you guys saw it snowed twice. And then during this spring season, my God, it has rained so much. This is crazy. Like, it's actually so insane. On one hand, I'm thankful because it kind of makes having a garden a little easier, you know, working with nature. But on the other, I feel like it's definitely affecting the growth of some of my plants. Like, I genuinely think it just stunted my bell peppers. I don't know, but you guys know that peppers are among some of the hardest things to grow. And if you do, it's only like 1 or 2 peppers on the plant. So I don't know. Peppers not doing so good. However, my tomatoes, they're kind of popping. They're kind of popping. And I'm really proud because I started all of my tomatoes, all of them from seed. I had enough tomatoes that I started indoors that I could fully pack out my beds and my containers. So I felt really proud about that one because here's the tea, y'all. Here's the tea. Last year, and the year before, like years before, I had always purchased, before starting my own seeds, I would buy my starts from, you know, Home Depot or Lowe's or a nursery. But then last year, half of my plants were some that I started indoors, specifically tomatoes. Half of them were indoors, and the other half was from the store. Now, 3 years ago, I believe most of everything was from the store. I don't think I even had any of my trays or any seed starting equipment. So I believe I bought everything from the store. In the last 3 years, I have noticed I have a conspiracy. And I noticed that, and maybe this is like obvious, maybe like people already know this. I don't know, but this is something I observed, right? I don't necessarily think this is groundbreaking, but all of the plants that I bought from big box stores or nurseries, even like tomato plants specifically, because I'm talking about tomato plants, by the time it hit like April, they were all getting eaten up by hornworms, which if you don't know, they look like caterpillars, but they are the larva of moths, I think. But yes, hornworms can really just destroy our tomato plants as they destroyed mine the 3 years ago, like just destroyed all the foliage. And I don't even think I got a big harvest that year of tomatoes, sadly. My plants really couldn't recover because if you don't get the hornworms off of the plant in like the first couple of hours, and let's say you leave it there all night, all day, it will mow your entire plant. That's how quickly they eat. It's crazy. But anyways, my conspiracy is the tomato seedlings from the stores come with fucking eggs or something, like hornworm eggs. I genuinely believe that because last year, I also had the hornworm problem, but I noticed that it started very heavily on the tomato plants that I bought from the store. Like the infestation was coming from those plants. And I think through time they kind of spread to my other plants that I had started from seed. Now, get this, this year, they're all my plants, right? We've literally made it to the end of June, and I kid you not, up until yesterday, I didn't have a single hornworm on any of my tomato plants. And mind you, I have way more this year than I have in previous years. And prior to yesterday, I like was dead ass. I was so convinced that the hornworms only came from the store, like the already on the plants from the store. Obviously, that's not true. I mean, they exist in nature. So I wasn't entirely thinking I wouldn't get hornworms, but boom, I did get like a couple on one of my plants yesterday, and I made sure to take them all off so that they don't start spreading and eating my tomatoes because they're doing beautifully. I think this year I'm gonna get the most tomato harvest I've ever had. So I'm really, really excited. And I have a mix of them. I have Roma, Gardener's Delight, and what was the other one? Early Girl, I think. The seeds I start indoor are much healthier than the ones that I get from the store. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that it has been raining a whole lot and the rain kind of like washes the plants. I love that. It like, cleanses the plants. And maybe it's washing away eggs or something. I don't know. But maybe that could be it. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Usually it's April showers, but this year was heavy, heavy May showers. So I don't know. You guys tell me if that is something that makes sense. When seed starting is industrialized in these big factories, if you will, I think it makes the plants more susceptible to disease because there's so many probably tightly packed seedlings together. And I mean, it's like the perfect breeding ground for certain insects. Although I know they spray them and stuff. So I don't know. It's very interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'm not onto something, or maybe I am. Just something I noticed. That's all. The last two things I wanted to mention were one, for the last month that I've been in the garden, whether it be in the morning or in the evening, I have been like enamored with this little white butterfly that I see constantly. I actually haven't been seeing as many butterflies this year as I have in previous years, which makes me kind of sad. We'll see kind of the difference between spring and summer in terms of like a butterfly population, but I don't think I've seen that many. And the only one I've seen consistently is this little white butterfly that's been fluttering around the garden. And every time I see it, just makes me really happy. And it flies so close to me. I don't know. Every time I see it, I think it's like the spirit of the garden. And I love seeing it just kind of bounce around and really enjoying the garden. It makes me feel good that I helped cultivate this environment in which this butterfly or the spirit of the garden can really thrive. It feels very like spiritual, and I think all the little like critters and the fae and the plant spirits are all really happy, I think. I think that that is all encapsulated in seeing the little white butterfly. I'll show a picture here of it. I mean, I've only been able to get the like 2 photos of it because it's just like flying around, and it almost feels like it wants to be seen by me. I like have to stop what I'm doing, you know, with gardening to just like watch it do its little thing. I don't know, it kind of really fills me with a lot of gratitude. Gratitude for its existence, my existence, this beautiful space, my life, and all the beauty that's surrounding me, basically. Just really like genuinely just like living in that moment with me and my garden and this cute little butterfly. And then speaking of cute, you guys will never believe, we, for the first time, I didn't even know what they were called. Like, I had seen pictures of these moths online, but I'd never seen it in person. So we came across a rosy maple moth. I believe that's what it's called. I'll put a picture here of the one we saw and maybe another picture from Google so you can see it better. When Michael was outside cutting the grass, he like called me over and he was like, "Oh my gosh, babe, come look." And I go and look, and it's this beautiful little moss with pink and yellow on it, and it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And I just felt blessed by its presence. It turns out when I was doing research, given by the name, they get all cozy in maple trees, and that's really what their habitat is. It makes me so happy because the maple tree that's sitting outside our home is not only stunning, it's one of the most beautiful trees I've ever seen, in my opinion. And I do have like kind of a connection to it, and I love that. I adore that tree. I really do feel that it protects the home and watches over us and the garden. And it just feels really special to see a beautiful little moth on there just cozying it up. I just know that I love maple trees. Every tree is super magical, but you know, every tree also has their own significations through magic, witchcraft, spirituality. So I would love to know if you guys know of any significations for the rosy maple moth. I feel like it means something positive. So let me know if you know any significations. I feel like that's super niche, but I just felt really warm and fuzzy inside. That's the only reason I think it's a positive thing. So like to see something so beautiful on one of my favorite trees, well, actually the tree, like my favorite tree, seeing something so beautiful on it just made me like double happy. And knowing that the moth lives on the maple tree, like it's a part of that ecosystem, makes me even more happy. I don't know. When my sunflowers bloom, I promise I will do a summer garden tour. But for now, I leave you with my spring garden tour. And I hope that you love it and you love to see the before and the after of the garden. I've put a lot of love and labor into the garden, so it feels quite rewarding to see it during this moment of tranquility, and I'm able to appreciate the garden all that much more because we know where it started, we know the progression of it through the last 2-3 years, and even through the winter as you see it transitioning from a gloomy winter, dead, lifeless garden to a just lush greenery, just an explosion of life. I love it.
The current state of the garden. I have not ripped anything out really. I need to do that. Here's a before.
I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me, but no. I actually want to make dinner, and I'm gonna make ramen, but I'm gonna add all of my snap peas from the garden. I did this for me and Michael like a week or so ago, or no, maybe longer, and it was so good. I love fresh snap peas. This isn't my favorite ramen, like my all-time favorite ramen. My all-time is, if you know, you know, the curry ramen, the bulldog curry one. Anyways, the ramen I'm making now is the carbonara one, the spicy ramen. This is the one everybody likes. It's good. It's just, it's not my favorite one, you know. So I'm gonna saute the veggies first in the pot, and then I will boil the pasta. It won't, you guys know, it doesn't take very long. Let that boil. Join me in my next video, as I will probably, my next video might be me tackling like some random home projects, and probably me celebrating, doing some summer solstice celebrations, because I have other stuff I need to do, honestly. Yeah. Bye.